And I am overdosing on wrestling right now, and I love it. What did that say? Oh, okay, man. I don't care about that. Don't try this at home. Watch me. All right. I'm gonna induce seizures. We're gonna have flashing lights. We're gonna be doing the moves at home. It's gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be great. RP Big Cat Ernie Ladd. That dude was amazing. Never got to hold the world title because he wasn't black, but he should have. Big Ron Simmons being the first black world champion is so perfect, though. That dude had everything. He had the look. He was black. He had he was killer on the mic, which I never understood why he was in that Doom tag team. And like, since who was their manager? Sensational Sherry. Let me look that up. I like wrestling. Like people, excuse me. I was thinking of what was I thinking of? Oh, I was thinking of Harlem Heat, another black tag team. No, Doom's manager was Teddy Long. So I don't understand why they had to have a manager speak. I can't speak for Butch, but Butch Reed, but like I don't understand. Ron Simmons is great on the mic. Dude's hilarious. I loved him in Nation of Domination. Like I loved him in the Acolytes, and I loved what I saw of him as a singles wrestler when he was world champion. But anyways, we're gonna have a black world champion mandated by myself. We're doing DEI. I'm joking about that part. Like I'm gonna let the best man win. So this video, let me get serious. Like people are like, what is this video about? So we're installing the game right now, which is huge. 95 gigs. I don't remember it being that big. I had to delete so much shit. But we're doing a Fed. We're doing an E-Fed, and I'm not gonna like I'm not very inventive with this stuff. I'm creative, but not with wrestling for whatever reason. Like wrestling is like my dumbed down hobby. Like he was just dumb guy shit, meathead shit. That's just what I want to do and I want to think. I just want to like do this brutality. It's so good though, this game. But I'm rarely in a mood like that. Like baseball, it makes me think. And it's like human chess the way I view it. But this is like the opposite of that. I like that dumb stuff too though. But we're doing a Fed. It's going to be ECW. That's a long-winded way of saying I'm not creative. I can't come up with a name. But I did predict AEW. Like, there's no proof of this. But if my best friend at the time, Chad, were around right now, he could attest. Back in, I think, like 2016 or 17, I think I was at my old house. I invented a fucking wrestling federation. It was called, like, Elite. What was it called? It was like, I think it was like All Elite something or like something Elite Wrestling. Like, Global Elite Wrestling. I think it was GEW Glow because I like sold from Global Force, which like I don't understand what that was. It was like Jeff Jarrett's like fed to like never got off the ground. But I was like Global Elite Wrestling. I had a gold and black logo just like AEW. I predicted so much shit like back then. It was WWE 2K19. Man, but I wish I still had access to all that stuff. I predicted like Becky Lynch wearing leather. It was crazy, bro. Anyways, yeah, man, I'm excited because we're doing the Fed. It's ECW, which means it's gonna be extreme. It's not gonna be like WWECW, you know, when it was on Sci-Fi, that bullshit that broke my heart. Because like One Night Stand was so good in '05 and '06, and then you give us like ECW on WWE ECW on Sci-Fi started off so good. We had extreme matches, small arenas, and an ECW crowd. But then they decided to fuck it up by doing big arenas and took the extreme matches away. Then it just became like any other WWE show, and then it eventually evolved into NXT. So I think that was the plan all along. Vince is just an asshole who hates ECW. I don't hate ECW. Admittedly, I didn't see much of it as a kid because I was pretty young. I was like 8 or 9 when I started watching wrestling, and like all I was allowed to watch was WWF. Like you know, and that was like more sexually and verbally explicit than WWF. I don't think my parents knew that. Than WCW, I mean, I don't think my parents knew that. They didn't fuck with WCW. I just watched WWF. That's what they watched. But when the sun went down and when I was in bed and the lights went off, I turned on ECW because that shit came on late at night, and I thought it felt like I was watching what do you got to call it over here, corn. It felt like I was watching corn. It was like scantily clad women, blood, thumbtacks, fire, and like I was like, how come WWF isn't like this? This is what I want. But I was always afraid. I guess this is morphed into story time with Kush. I was always afraid because my TV like faced the door, and like if my parents walked in, they see me watching it. So I was like, I had to be on edge all the time. Sometimes I would literally walk up to the TV, put the sheet over myself and the TV so they couldn't see what I was watching. I had to watch ECW, man. That shit was crazy. And back in the day, you had like tapes and shit. I used to watch the tapes. I don't even remember how I got. I think from a friend to like record off TV. Like we watched the pay-per-views on tape. And man, I just loved ECW. It was like I had a mystique about it because I didn't watch it regularly, you know. And you know, watching something, your brain will kind of fill in the gaps. And like I got a mystique, a romantic notion of what ECW was like because I didn't watch it regularly. And it's basically just about to fulfill the vision of what I think it was on here. We're gonna have ridiculously over the top violent matches with a lot of weapons. We're gonna have scantily clad women. Uh, it's gonna be great. I think you're gonna love it. But I did and like all everything's gonna be organic. Like I'm not picking the winners and losers. We're gonna go in. We're watching the matches, not fighting them. But I will insert myself as a special referee in like big contests where I gotta put my thumb on the scale a little bit because there's gonna be storylines as well, but they're gonna be organically. They're gonna form organically. We're not gonna like write them. And like if a friendship tag team forms, we might break it up. There's gonna be heel turns, face turns, all that. It's wrestling. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Game is taking a ridiculously long time to install because, like I said, it's like 95 gigs. But in terms of what the roster is going to be like, I don't know. I have two created characters. I made myself. I made her as a female character named Queen Kush, and I made my best friend, who was my best friend at the time. I made him. Probably won't be using him, which is also a female character. That we were going to be tag team partners, but our tag team is split up, if you will. So I'm not using him. I will be using Queen Kush. She'll probably hold multiple titles if I'm being real. I'm biased, but I don't know what the roster is gonna be like in terms of like it's gonna be modern, like legends, man. I keep looking at his fucking teeth. I wonder if they're photoshopped or not. They're perfect. But they gotta be photoshopped. They do shit like that. It's like I don't know. I'm gonna be random for a second. I like a Vitamin C who was a singer back in the '90s, and she has an album or a song called "Smile." And on the single, they like made her teeth perfect. She doesn't have perfect teeth. That's so fucked up. Like just because the song's called "Smile," she couldn't be proud of her real smile. You had to Photoshop in perfect teeth. Because I know I've found that because I looked up her smiling outside the album. I'm like, her teeth don't look anything like that. Like, but that's crazy to me. Like how that creates a fake world, fake beauty standards that nobody can live up to. It's a problem. But that's another conversation for another time. We're about to have some impossible beauty standards. All of our women are gonna be tens. All the dudes are gonna be jacked and on steroids. All right, get ready for this. I guess I'm going to get to the point about the roster. I don't know. It's going to be a mix of modern. We have some legends, and it's going to be like not rigid, constrained at all. We're going to have fun. It's just going to make no sense. I wish we could do intergender matches. We can't. I wish women could bleed. They can't. But it's going to be extreme, and just expect the first show to be fucking lights out. Just off the charts, crazy and wild. And the first pay-per-view is going to be even crazier than that. All right, that's it, though. ECW is coming to you, the real ECW, not WWECW. We're going to get wild. See ya.